Yo, YouTube, back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about jobs that require no college degree but pay very well. And this is regards to the trades, specifically the skilled labor trades. And these are all a quick disclaimer, these are all journey level pay grades. The wage I listed may fluctuate based on the area of the work. However, I did my best to average them out with the highest of, say, New York City, Chicago, and the smaller cities in various different states. Almost all these require 4 to 6 years of an apprenticeship and sometimes a pre-apprenticeship along with that. That's what I had to do, a pre-apprenticeship, and then there's 5 years of basically an apprenticeship to become a journeyman for a pipe fitter. These aren't the top 10 in general, but my personal top 10. I'm a pipe fitter and I love it. I will go over the basic pros and cons of each trade. I'll kind of go into that a little bit, but also union jobs generally pay better than non-union jobs. But non-union jobs still have to compete or no one would go there. And their pay has gotten a little more equal to union pay in the last few years, I'd say 5 to 10 years. But I would still recommend going union because the training is so much better in the union, in my opinion. But you can always go in-house and stuff, but yeah, I mean, every day is different, whether, for me, welding, various other tasks, rigging, chain falls, you know, with putting pipe in the air, fabricating, prefab, drawing isometrics, replacing pumps, working on steam. You will feel accomplished at the end of the day, and layoffs are common, especially when you work construction. I work in-house now, so it's a pretty secure, stable job. And if you don't, work the OT, the overtime, when you get the chance. Save your money and don't blow it on stupid things like a 90K truck and a huge house right away when you haven't even, been at the company more than 2 years. There's pros and cons to every job. However, the opportunity for advancement is there. You can become a foreman, a superintendent, and there's no college debt. The contractor pays for your school through the union and local tech schools. Great pay and benefits make this a lucrative option. There is some bad. However, it can be very much like a good old boys club. It can be hard to fit in as an apprentice, and you can take a lot of crap from the older journeymen. This is very true. This can be very discouraging and make you want to quit at times. Don't quit. You can always start a business later once you get your experience or go in-house. As long as you tough it out and you get your certs and your journeyman card, you'll have a bright future ahead of you. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Thank you for watching, and let's get right into the video now. So, I'm gonna go in order from the least paid to the most paid, and you'll be surprised with how much, the most some of these guys get paid. So, let's start off with I have 11. So, start off with number 11, which would be a carpenter. Carpenter generally works with wood, and this is generally construction carpenter. Those who own their own business generally can make more money, but it all really depends. So they get paid 37 bucks an hour as a journeyman carpenter. That's just an average of all areas, big and small. They can get paid more in some areas and less in some, but that's just about the average. So that's number 11. Number 10 would be a heavy equipment operator. That's 38 bucks an hour. So they drive like the loaders, they work on construction crews in road construction, and they drive the big machinery. Next would be a boiler maker at $40 an hour. So they do a lot of welding, a lot of rigging, a lot of setting. I think more millwrights do that, but boiler makers are pretty cool, honestly. I worked with a bunch of them. Number 8, this all depends on the type of truck driver, but is truck driver. $42.50. This is like the top, more dangerous, like hazmat type stuff, but that's what I found online. So it says $42.50 an hour, and that also depends on the company you're working for. Next, number 7 is electrician, $42 an hour. So they work on, this is primarily construction electrician, so they work on very, lots of voltage, and it's dangerous. and they have to know a lot of math, and they have to, you know, bend the conduit in certain ways. I don't know, and they're pretty skilled, honestly. I have to do 45s and 90s and some other stuff here and there, but they do all certain types of degrees. It's insane. Very skilled. Next is plumber at number 6 is $44 an hour. Now, plumbing, it can be nasty, but if you're a construction plumber, you're pretty much installing all brand new stuff, but you can end up working at like a waste treatment plant or something. You can deal with some pretty nasty stuff, but hey, it's good money. 44 bucks an hour. I mean, that's, when you're a journeyman, that's good money. And with the plumber journeyman's card, you can become a master plumber, and then you'd be able to really start a really lucrative business. That's a pretty easy business to start, and if you got the experience, you can do it. Number 5 would be an iron worker, $47 an hour. Now, if you don't like heights, this would not be for you, because these guys are absolutely crazy. They have balls of steel. I don't know how they don't break down the building with their balls of steel, but it's absolutely insane. These guys go high up in the sky, and they walk across the I-beams. I have a couple buddies who are iron workers. Man, they're crazy. Like, I could never do a job like that. I don't mind heights, but not like that. I could never do it like that. Next is my trade, number 4, steam fitter, pipe fitter at $52 an hour. We're a little bit different than a plumber. Plumber mainly works on, you know, wastewater lines. They work on some gas lines. We generally deal with steam, chemical processes, the heating and the cooling, like the hydronic and the steam processes of heating a building. Next, number 3 is deep sea welder. Now these are, you know, an underwater welder doesn't really make that good of money. I think I wrote something down where, you know, they really don't make that much money, the underwater welder. You know, they can make anywhere from, it says 27 bucks an hour on the lower end, or all the way up to 68 bucks an hour. And it all depends on how deep you're going. And some deep sea welders make 150 grand a year. Other ones only make, it says, you know, like 31 grand a year. And it all depends on where you're located. If you're located in the Midwest and like by the Great Lakes, you're not going to make as much as if you're on the Gulf Coast working on oil rigs and stuff. Number 2 would be crane operator. Now these are the extreme heights crane operators, not your little dinky crane going up 100 feet. These are the guys who work at extreme heights, and that is $82 an hour. So that's about $170K a year. That's if you're working year-round, but generally these guys don't work year-round unless you're really, really good, I guess. I don't know, I haven't experienced much of that, but $170K a year. Just to say, even if you divide that by 2, you work 6 months out of the year, you're still making really good money. Number 1 is what I originally wanted to get into, but the waiting list was so long. Is an elevator constructor. They're at 86 bucks an hour. That is insane. I can't believe that. I believe it's a 6-year apprenticeship. We're in my area anyway. And man, that's crazy. And the average, just in general, for the lower areas are 53 bucks an hour. So if you have a really low cost of living and you're still making 53 bucks an hour, that's good. But if you work in someplace like Cali or New York City or Chicago and you're making 86, that's still pretty good. But yeah, obviously your money isn't going to go as far because the fact that everything's cost of living is more expensive. So those are 11 trades, skilled trades that require no college degree, and they all pay very well. I mean, if you go to overtime and you work year-round and you get established with the company, maybe become a foreman, you can easily make over 6 figures with all these jobs. And especially when you get, into the steam fitter, pipe fitter, iron worker, and so on, you start getting into that $50 an hour range, you can really make good money with the OT and working with the union double time and, all that stuff. It really adds up, and it's worth it. It's really hard work, like I said before. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, or everyone would do it, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion. So with that being said, good luck to you guys out there, and I hope everyone can figure out what they want to do with their life. I mean, I did that right after high school pretty much. I'm 26 now, so that's what I chose to do. But with that, I'm out.